I will say, though, I love Beast Coast Draft. I think it's really strong in this patch so far. We're seeing these teams still not fully knowing the limits of when to go where and how to play the map exactly and what the timings are. That's only natural when things get shaken up a bit. And these like run-at-you fighting with low cooldown lineups can really punish teams that aren't fully prepared. And I also like it as an ideology against long cooldown teams, right? You have Mag, Phoenix, as well as Wyvern with these long cooldown ultis. Even if you lose a fight, go again, you know? So I'm favoring Beast Coast off that as long as their lanes go well. And I've just not been impressed with Medusa, I'll be honest. I just don't think the heroes look good at all. But maybe SG can change my mind here.
I think that's definitely fair. As we get a little bit of a skirmish here going for the rune, Ector will be able to snap it up. And looks like King Jungles is getting harassed a little bit by Stinger. But yeah, like we said, Chris Luck, he is kind of the king in South America of some very strange mid-heroes that we'll see. He ran a Disruptor mid at one of the majors at one point. He also is known to play Slark in the mid lane. Usually not super effective, but you know, this is a guy who's not afraid to try something different just to see, you know, what he can do. So again, it's one of those situations where the teams that create the meta are usually the ones that are, you know, winning the games, and the ones that are following it, they're good, but they just won't be at the same level. So very interested to see what SG is capable of. Like you said, Medusa, though, hasn't been super impressive recently.
And I think this is a good lane for Sand King as well. Whisper is always my player to look for in this team. I think Whisper and Schofield do a lot of the playmaking for these guys, and having both of these heroes in a double melee lane actually be able to fare fine against double range is already good news. Sand King, Earth Spirit, not really a particularly powerful lane, but Medusa just can't stop Sand King from cutting waves. And as you saw there, Earth Spirit will just pull the second wave. That is something Wyvern doesn't deal with very well either. So I think that is going to spell a good start for Whisper in the top lane.
Yeah, these two are really, you know, a dynamic duo. A lot of the times we think of the 5 and the 4 being kind of, you know, this special duo that works really well off of each other. But with Beast Coast especially, I definitely think that Schofield and Whisper, they're killers.
Yep.
They're just duo murderers as they move around the map. Schofield, of course, always known for, you know, being the guy who breaks the smoke, tanks the gank, and leads everybody on a merry chase. But, I mean, on the other side of that, too, you do have Adriano playing this Tiny. It's going to be very scary for Chris Luck once, you know, he gets the levels, starts doing alpha tosses. He's very susceptible to that. And then, of course, you've got Tavo over on the Magnus. We've seen some really sick Magnus plays this tournament.
Yeah, Magnus has definitely looked good. But I will say that for the most part, the Magnus lineups that have been successful have been built differently than this, I think. He has often been coupled with other means of catch or low cooldowns. In this game, there's a lot of, hang on, that's Adriano, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Are they going to be able to catch up to him is the question. He's got the bottle. So I think he's a little bit healthy, a little bit more comfortable with this.
Thought AA might have been able to hit another Chilling Touch there, which would have done the trick, but out of range. Yeah, but this mid lane now, as it develops, Tiny off to a good start, obviously, having a last hit advantage just in terms of raw damage here and being a Quelling Blade carrier. Once AA starts getting more levels, Adriano probably needs to spend gold on staying in lane, needs to buy salves or at least secure as many water runes as possible to keep that bottle flowing. So I think it's a really important thing for both teams in this game to control the 4-minute runes, as it usually is, but whenever you're playing a lane dominating mid, it just means so damn much to get that bit of help. Adriano will get his 3-minute bounty rune, important there.
And he gets himself a kill on top of it, so I would say he's very pleased with this.
This is a great start for him. Making sure to get the bottle refill from the... He did get the bounty rune, right? And then he just popped all the charges, I think, to run down Schofield there.
But you can see how much vision they want to have in control here, looking at all the radiant vision along the river. But King Jungle's taking a bit of harass. Schofield just trying his best to be as obnoxious as possible. He's going to just keep getting some hits over here onto King Jungles. They need one more hit, and he will be able to do it. As now, Costabile not going to be able to approach this creep wave for now, not without any sort of help from his support.
It's going to be seeing him find level 2 on the way out of the camera shot there on Earth Spirit. Obviously, crucial level. When you do start with Boulder Smash, you don't have that rotation potential. Now that he's level 2, there is a possible kill coming in mid soon. Very nice toss there from Adriano. It might even lead to a kill.
This is looking like a dead stinger with all of that fire damage on him. Yeah, Theolicor, more than happy to snap that kill up.
Oh, you just reminded me when you said fire damage. You just reminded me of that one patch with Brewmaster where Cinder Brew did more damage with fire.
When we were Pokemon for a little bit, right?
Oh my god, thank god they dropped that idea quickly. Now we just need status reset. Okay, anyway.
It's okay, Sidrid. It's going to be okay.
It's okay. It's fine. I'm just being a little bit of a boomer. If you guys are new to Dota, I'm very old. So yeah, I think Adriano is having a great game so far, and that's really important. Finding these 2 kills, getting the runes, is allowing him to stay healthy in the mid lane. You do see the AA starting to take a slight CS advantage, but it's only natural with Tiny rotating as much as he is for those runes. And the reason that is so important for SG is that you need this Tiny Dagger this game. He's literally the only playmaker you have apart from a potential skewer play from Tavo later on. But skewering heroes in this game is not that easy. It's a Sand King and Pango. Both of them have escape abilities. Earth Spirit even can kick you while you're skewering him. So, yeah, not the easiest Magnus setup game.
For sure. As you can see Tavo down here getting just harassed a bit by Stinger. Feels like the 2 supports on the side of Beast Coast have been very effective at just being very annoying. But on the flip side of that, you know, we do have Theolicor with those rotations, has proven very successful. And it begins. We start seeing some of these stacks coming out.
Definitely want to stack up for Sven. And you want to stack up for Medusa as well. So that is probably going to happen in the next little bit of time. Phoenix, one of the better heroes at doing this. Has a natural downtime. Whenever Fire Spirits are on cooldown, your hero is pretty bad. So you just want to, you know, go and do something else. Pop your Fire Spirits, get them done, and then go and stack camps. Hasn't really been doing too much though. Only stacked 1 big camp so far in the Phoenix in the bottom half. I would have liked to see him stack a little bit of Ancients as well. But that is mainly the Wyvern taking care of stacking the top half of the jungle there. We see 4 stacks now completed. That's a double, triple stack, I think. Double, triple sounds like a nice burger, actually. But yeah, I could go for one of those.
Go for one of those with bacon, right? Maybe some cheese. The one thing that they do have to be very aware of is both teams know that there are just going to be plenty of stacks. Obviously, Ektor loves hitting stacks. You've got a Sand King, and then the Dusa, of course, and the Tiny, and the Magnus. Like, you've got a lot of people can do it. But knowing, Whisper, this is what I was about to say, is that they are going to be hunting and looking for these openings, and they should be able to find a kill on Theolicor here. Oh, I spoke a little too soon, I guess, here. Schofield was looking for it, but they have the Sunrise, so that free pathing will ensure that Theolicor survives.
And the Ice Blast is going to miss entirely. Theolicor also dodging that one, going to the right. So nice job. I was going to say protecting their stacks. That's not really what they did. They already lost them, which all in all makes that a relatively even trade. It took 3 heroes to kill those 2, but they already got the stacks down. You're going to see it here. Sand King has already cleaned this up, but very nice escape play here from Theolicor. 20 HP needed 1 more attack, but will manage to get out, and then Sunray across the cliff. And now he has to go the long way back to base. And Schofield's already back here. They know what Medusa is all about. Both of these teams have played it plenty. So making sure to try to invade and, if nothing else, get information about what's going on so that you can make those counterplays as you wish. Obviously, as we've already talked about, the Radiant lineup very, very good at fighting early on. So as long as they know what's happening, they can bring the numbers. With only really the Sven probably being uninterested in entertaining the idea of playing aggressively.
Yeah, that's classic Ektor, you know. It's basically a lot of the times what Beast Coast likes to do is they will make space around the map, and Ektor's just going to have these beautiful stacks prepared for him and hit the creeps until he is ready to be a part. So, SG with the right idea here. They're trying to get very aggressive. The toss up into the air. Not quite enough damage, though, to take down Sko. They needed maybe a tiny bit more. That Ice Blast connecting, obviously, over onto Theolicor. He knows he's going to die. He just wants to put out as much damage as possible, as Schofield's still alive here. Turns back around, walks right into ADR. And Chris Luck can't do a whole heck of a lot against this right now. Although the teleports are coming out. He's seeing very low Whisper with the good rotation here. Starts charging up the epicenter. So he's going to walk down for DR and protect Chris Luck. Also, Ektor, he's made his way over to his triangle. They have, not sure if they saw that invis as he comes running after King Jungles. I'm feeling like they must have known something's up since he went into that Roche pit. Whisper, though, following up here with a nice burrow strike, and Ektor would be more than happy to take a kill on the way to farming his stacks.
You see Schofield here trying to find the time to stack, and will do it. Double stack here with the something Earth Spirit's also very good at. Any of these supports that have a long-range ability like Earth Spirit, Phoenix, Caudle, just have more margin for error and more freedom when it comes to stacking camps. Some heroes are actually completely unable to stack once the stacks get like big enough in size, 2 or 3. Oh, these two are on a mission. This is the ending to Lord of the Rings that you did not see. The 2 hobbits getting to Mordor and just getting absolutely annihilated by the tower. But fortunately, that is not how the story ended. Sorry for the spoilers, guys. It is an old book. I do imagine most of you guys will have read or watched the movie. Oh, that's a dead Tavo.
That is indeed a good rotation here. I think that's taking the hobbits to Isengard, though, wouldn't it? Because it's going to a tower?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's just not the version I watched or read.
I was about to say, did you read the books? Way better. But
yeah, the books were way better. You just went to the towers and got killed. And
the end.
The end. Good lead now, looking at it for Beast Coast, obviously starting to pull a little bit ahead here. Sven and Medusa relatively neck and neck, but the big winner here.
Ooh,
hang on.
40R jumping in. They've got the Stone Gaze. Hector, he's got to look away, and he's going to be able to. Sunray coming in. The roll forward coming out from Schofield. Not quite enough damage to take down this Sven just yet. Chris Luck does have a double damage, but he does need some protection as he's going to try to run out here. The toss back. This little piggy flew right into the arms of Theolacor and Costabile. Whisper standing nearby didn't have that epi up just yet. Was hoping perhaps that they would not be able to kill Chris Luck as quickly as they did.
It's really cool to see SG take initiative like this. They have a very defensive lineup. It's easy to fall into the habits of just, oh, we just need to farm. Just play a triangle and push waves. But they're making the moves that they can with Adrano as the centerpiece, and I really like to see them bring the Wyvern as well as the Phoenix to these moves. Effectively only really farming fully with Medusa. Actually, Medusa was even there for a little bit in the mid lane. But this is good stuff. Good stacks here coming in from Costabile. He's going to do another double. Or triple, rather.
I mean, it was interesting, too, because we talked about Hector not liking to be too much in these fights. Oh, King Jungle's just... well, ice on ice, and apparently Chris Luck is the stone-cold killer here.
Yep.
But, you know, even Hector was taking part in that battle with the Medusa, like both of them getting engaged much earlier. And I'm wondering how much this, too, is because of the fact these guys, they play each other. They scrim each other. They're from the same continent, you know, like... maybe they have... We see these mini-metas that start to develop.
Well, this would be a big kill.
They found themselves 40R. Going to try to swoop in, but that silence is going to make it so Phoenix can't do anything to help him. And the Rolling Thunder from Stinger is going to roll right across this birdie a couple times, hold him in place. That way Whisper can get off a nice stun, and they'll collect themselves yet another kill.
Yep, nicely done. Man, this is what's so crazy about Pango support. Like, just hitting that level 6, you just do so much with nothing.
They got to protect these stacks.
Crazy good.
Look at these juicy, juicy stacks as Whisper says, yeah, don't mind me, I'm going to help myself. Tavo, though, is here. He's going to try to defend them. As they'll use the Stone Gaze, Whisper, or Stinger grabbing up the Arcane Rune. Oof. Just barely going to be able to get away here as Sko drops the Magnetize. He was hoping that he could get King Jungles here. Kick back here from 40R, toss up into the air, and that pesky Schofield is squashed.
He's making a lot of space, though. This kill took them so long, and in the meantime, Sven is just fully free to farm. AA as well. Chris Luck in the meantime is just pushing out top and farm. All right, we're gonna see a Skira back.
RP over onto Chris Luck and an egg. Looks like Tavo. I don't know if Tavo's gonna be able to survive. No, he's not. As they walk away from the egg, they have the Flame Spirits though. They should be able to get the kill on Chris Luck, so they'll be able to take out the mid. But that is an RP down, and Hector is here. Starts to think better of it, though, as a teleport starts to come up towards the top area. But you do have Sko, and he's going to roll right on in. Speaking of rolling, so is Stinger. And, you know, South America is known for their football. Guess it translates over into Dota 2.
Yeah, and it's probably going to lead them to a top tower as well at this point. I think it's unlikely that SG can field much of a defense. Although they are thinking about it. They know there's no Pango ulti.
I think your voice got higher than mine there for a second, Cinder.
Oh, never mind. They're actually not going to continue this push as it stands, and Medusa in the meantime will get the bottom tower. Are they... okay, I can't decide if they're doing it or not. Like, it's a Pango and an Earth Spirit, and they're kind of going, kind of not going. All right, they will commit.
And they will commit on this Medusa down here with the epicenter with the Ice Blast. Stabile out of mana. Don't think it's quite enough, though, that'll be able to take him out. Enough to give him a bit of a fright.
As long as he gets Stone Gaze off there, he's going to be fine. And another double stack. And yeah, you got him out of mana, but 2 snakes on the Ancients will bring that back, and you can get healed by the Wyvern. So it will be like nothing even happened here in a moment when these snakes start coming back. But still, the big breadwinner easily is Hector, sitting at almost 10k net worth now. Sanjin Yasha, Echo Saber, building toward BKB. I think there's a really good case to be made in this game for not buying Dagger, maybe even at all, simply because of how much surplus of catch they have in their lineup inherently with Earth Spirit, Sand King, as well as Pango. You can choose to ramp up more damage. You can see him planning on perhaps going Silver Edge later, which would be a very interesting way for him to just get on top of the Wyvern and just one-shot out of Fog. Obviously, Dagger also gives that possibility to do that, but doesn't offer the same stats. It's flat out fully a utility item.
Smoke play coming out now from SG. They know where Hector wants to be.
This would be a really, really...
And look at this. Yes, immediately Avalanche toss. They'll use the RP. They'll use the egg. They do not want him to survive this, but it looks like he might be able to. No, they've got some of the damage. The slow, the egg pops. Should be able to finish up over on K1 unless Whisper jumps in like that. Hector's still going to fall. As now the rest of Beast Coast, they don't want to take this fight. They've got the Stone Gaze. They're just throwing Whisper around like he's a sack of flour right now, as the Sand King will fall.
Man,
and Stinger.
If Beast Coast were even slightly ready there, they could have got an insane fight out of this. It took them so long and all of their resources to just kill this Ven. It was RP, Supernova, and the Avatos combo, but nobody was nearby. Just a bit of a mistake, honestly, from Beast Coast there to not have coverage. And that got exploited. They will get a return kill here on the Phoenix, it looks like, so at least something going their way. But that was a great maneuver from SG. Finally, now Medusa's going to overtake Sven from that, looking to get the mid tower as well with the siege creep wave.
Roll in here.
A lot of value here.
Just going to try to push them away, but tower does indeed fall to the Dire. But yeah, it's one of those games where it definitely feels like everything the cores want to do is fairly telegraphed. It's just figuring out what side of the map they're on. So
it really is.
Very interested to see, you know, how much aggression continues to happen, because we talked about the fact that Beast Coast is a very skirmishy lineup, very mobile as well. Whereas SG, you know, Wyvern not really known for being super mobile, but you do have other things to kind of make up for it if, you know, you want to have the tiny roaming with, say, the Magnus or something. But again, they need farm too.
That's another thing that happened by putting AA mid, right? Is that usually in these kind of strategies, what AA can do a very good job at is protecting, in quotation marks, protecting the carry in the triangle, because AA can always be part of the plays globally. So you can just stand and be the smoke breaker and then die, and that's okay. Then your Sven didn't die. But because Chris Luck is a core, he doesn't want to play that role in the game, because if he's just standing there protecting his Sven, then why on earth is he a core, right? So that's the trade-off that you took by not putting Pango mid. And honestly, looking at this right now, I don't feel like they've had very much value out of the AA. This is a very dead Pango, by the way. I haven't really noticed Chris Luck pull off very much. He didn't really win his lane that much. He didn't really contribute to plays very much, more than a support AA would usually. So I'm still waiting for that payoff that's really going to make it worth it. I think a Pango mid would have had way more farm too, right? That's the thing. AA's ability to farm creeps doesn't really truly exist until minute 20 when you get the shard. That's when you can start clearing creep waves. The hero inherently just doesn't kill waves. Unless you use Ice Blast, but then that sucks. Then you don't have Ice Blast.
Yeah, that seems like it's pretty important to their plans here. My only thing that I can think of really with putting Chris Luck mid on is just you get that level 6 very quickly, which allows you to take these skirmishy fights, because you can see Schofield's making a lot of aggressive plays early on. Whisper, of course, almost always ready to fight, it seems. And then you have a Pango that, you know, it skirmishes well, it roams well. So that'd be my idea for why they did it, but again, I don't know how this is going to translate as we get further on. It feels like...
And it's also, how long is that window, right? When I use 6 on AA mid and not on support AA, it's probably a grand total of 4 minutes, right? It's minute 6 to minute 10. I don't think that is worth it unless you're playing like absolutely hyper aggro. And they didn't really use Ice Blast much in the kills.
I hear an RP pushing right back. Schofield over on the side as they've got a skirmish. The Rolling Thunder coming through. They got the Ice Blast off, though, over on the other side as ADR already dead. And they'll join into the fight here, take down Theolacor. Sabile wants to get the heck out of here as Whisper jumps for a beautiful burrow strike right to the middle of them. He's got the epicenter. It's going to go off. But, oh, the Winter's Curse coming out from King Jungles. Is it enough? They'll be able to take down Tavo. Stinger to fall. Hector looking for an opening. Look at Schofield. He's got almost no health left, but he still wants something here, rolling right past King Jungles. They know exactly where he is. They're going pretty deep for this dive, but they get a triple kill now for Chris Luck.
It's funny. Like the moment we talked about how it didn't really do very much, then we finally get a fight where AA does a lot of damage.
Classic. Caster's Curse, right?
Yeah, classic. If Chris Luck gets to play fights like this, where he is uncontested and just gets to keep hitting with Chilling Touch and Witchblade, he can do a lot of single target damage until BKBs come out. So it's not like it's out of the question that he can have major impact, but it needs this specific kind of fight. And this time around, they got it. It got very scattered, and that's something that this Dire lineup really does not want. When fights start becoming these skirmish 2v2, 3v3 splits instead of one singular spot, it's hard to play Phoenix, it's hard to play Wyvern, and it's hard to play Mag when you can't find these big connections. And the only way you can force the enemy team to group up is make them come toward each other with the tiny combo. But that didn't pay off this time around, so it's very easy for Beast Coast to just chase down and get bonus kills.
All right, well, we're working on that Aghanim Scepter now for Chris Luck. So that'll be the next big thing, as expected. Right now, currently, Ektor, top of the net worth, neck and neck, though, with Costabile, with the Medusa. But I think the other thing that's pretty important is to note the fact that you've got two other cores on the side of Beast Coast right underneath the Medusa as well. So these team fights are going to be a little bit easier when you have a little bit more gold over here on the side of Beast Coast.
And it's also, again, the nature of how the fights play out is what's really going to decide a lot here. If Beast Coast find Tiny early, like they did in that fight, right? Adrano went in and then he got stunned and just killed off. All they need to do at that point afterwards is to try to just play around the periphery of the fight, and nobody on SG is having fun. So very much the strategy here for SG is get this Skadi and Medusa, try to group up towards some sort of objective, whether that is to try to find a fight nearby Roche so you can take Roche after, or it's try to find a fight in the bottom area to get the tier 2 and then get outpost advantage. Whichever choice they make, I think it's high time now to play around Medusa. Oh, he just barely got the Rolling Thunder off. We'll get away.
Yeah, I thought we were going to see a repeat of what we just saw when he was trying to deward the first time. Stinger get maybe a little greedy here because King Jungles is ready. He's got himself a Winter's Curse, and they're just going to skewer him right back underneath the tower, and this time he's not going to escape.
I think greedy is a good word for that. That was very greedy. Instant smoke follow-up. This was not being overseen by a Radiant Ward, so this could lead to something big, but K1 with the read and the scan as well to let him know. But then the scan turned green, so he thought they went another way.
Oh, Adriano. Tavo, though, skewering back. The BKB comes out from Hector, and he's just doing so much damage. Egg gets used on the back lines. Tavo buys a bit more time.
Oh, what?
Goes, oh, no! It's a disaster. They follow up with the epicenter. Tavo's just dead.
What was that?
It was not good. That's what it was, is Ektor just running after them now. They get King Jungles. They'll throw out a Stormhammer. Slow down Costabile. Adriano trying to run away, but Schofield, he was ready for him. Chris Luck throwing out a couple hits here. They'll take down 4DR. Roll forward again from Sco. There's no longer a Stone Gaze as Theolacor pushes over the side of the Roche pit. Roll forward. There's just too many heroes surrounding poor Medusa. No mana left. Just hacking away at the Snake Lady until she's dead.
Wait, what happened to Magnus? I don't understand. Like, I think that's what we're going to get in the replay here. So take a look at this. So he gets a great Shockwave Skewer here, and then wants to RP, gets stunned by the Sven who starts fighting him. This is a very, very good Cold Embrace coming out now from King Jungle, just keeping him safe and sound. He's under Ice Blast. You can't dagger. He has all the time in the world to realize he's under Ice Blast, and then he RP'd the ground a full second after Sven left. Like, that was not even remotely close. Just a total blunder. I don't know if he thought he could blink, and he was trying to blink RP as fast as possible. but at that moment, you just airballed that. That fight's just over. Like, you have nothing left for the Sven at that point, and you're stuck in no man's land. So, costly mistake there.
Well, as you said, Cinderin, players are human.
Yep, they are.
These things happen. Maybe, you know, he just miscalculated, was looking at something else, or he had it queued up already and didn't realize.
2000 ping, whatever it could be. Nah, it happens. It does.
It does.
But that hurts. It's one of those mistakes where you can be like, yeah, it's a mistake, and everyone makes mistakes, but some mistakes are just mistakier than other mistakes, and that's one of those mistakes that's very mistake right there. That cost them 5,000 gold. I mean, okay, realistically speaking, let's say he doesn't RP. Maybe he dies anyway, but there's a chance that the fight develops and he does find an RP, and that leads to something. But it can happen. All right, initiation. Hector, making sure to take the skewer. They're very nice. Taking a ride on the Magnus bus.
Oh, he's got his dancing shoes on. Unfortunately for King Jungle, Schofield has his number here. So he's going to give a kick back. Just have to be careful though, because Tavo's hunting. He's going for the roll up over the side. They know that he's over in this general area. He's going to skewer through the trees. He's going to keep doing this. This is classic Schofield right now. So it's going to make them work for any kill that they want. And just waves goodbye.
Yep. Space.
For days.
Once again. But Medusa is not involved in this, so you're not shutting her farm down. She's still finding space on the other side of the map, but this is...
Oh, the cancel on ADR. Follow up with the epicenter, the sandstorm, everything. This poor Tiny is just going to shatter to the elements.
Yeah. AA now going to grab Aghanim Scepter off of this, so a very rare sight, this skill. Removes the cooldown of Chilling Touch and makes it cost half mana, so probably 37.5. Interesting. I wonder if it costs 37 half the time and 38 the other half.
Winter's Curse comes out, trying to just allow Costabile to get some damage off, but just have to get the heck out of there. Silver Edge now completed on Ektor. And they're going to march right on over into this Roche
Let's do some quick math. How hard does he hit on his first attack if he's God Strength? So he has 190 base damage, and God Strength gives plus 200. So that's 380. So currently he's sitting at about 300. So he'll get to about 600 damage, if I'm not mistaken here, currently. And then the crit from Silver Edge is 1.6 and 175 on top. So I think he can one-shot Wyvern, actually, out of Silver Edge. It's one hit or two, maximum 2 hits. He has Echo Saber. You can't, it's inhuman reactions you need. You actually can't. Your cast animation is too long. So if Sven finds a Wyvern out of Silver Edge, be prepared for some unfun support gameplay.
Tis a silly game, Dota 2.
Yeah.
Poor King Juggles, he just wants to play some Dota.
You know what it feels like playing 5 and you get hit by a PA dagger and you're like, this isn't fair. Well, now every carry can have a PA dagger. Not true, but some can. Sven being one of them, obviously. Kunkka another.
That used to be the worst, when you used to be able to hit creeps and just ignore all the... Oh my god. Yeah, I remember I was playing a game. It was very early when I first started playing Dota, and I just was like, I'm gonna go ward. There just happened to be a creep wave nearby. The Kunkka hit the creep wave, and I was just dead. And I was like, what? What just happened? Where did I go? Okay. Cavo trying to make a play here. He's gonna push back over onto K1. K1 though, look at this damage. We just talked about this, Cinderin. He can't do anything. He'll stun Costabile. Ektor's just gonna walk away. Activates the Silver Edge. Let's go. Okay, Ice Blast coming in. They'll find themselves. Schofield's going to roll forward here. Gets blocked up. The silence, though. It's a lot of damage. 40 yards here, though. Rolls forward again. Just keeps juking around. Ektor joining right back in. They do have that egg going. A Whisper jumping forward. Manages to take down King Jungles. Stone Gaze coming out from Costabile. 40R hiding in the tree line. He's not really hiding that well because they found him very quickly.
Insane fight from Schofield there.
Whisper's going a bit far. Wispy, what you doing there, buddy? Oh, it's just going to continue to give them a little bit of vision, but I think Beast Coast, I think they need to chill.
Yeah, that's good enough. You can't ask for more from your Earth Spirit than that in that fight. He tanked 3 heroes, he hit his spells on all of them, he survived, he gets the roll back onto the Tiny in the end as well, and just, like you've pointed out with Schofield and the way he plays, that's space in that fight. But it's not just him kiting the enemy team. In the meantime, this is probably why Earth Spirit fits him so well, is while you're creating space, you're dealing all that damage, and really just set up his team for a massive success there.
You think this is good? You see his clockwork when he's actually in the meta. think this is a better choice, though, currently, right now.
Probably. It's true. They have very different ways of having that kind of impact, but I could definitely see why that would be right up his alley.
Ector looking for a quick victim here. But the way that SG is playing, they're playing tight together. They want to protect Costabile. That seems to be the new name of the game, because he is their main source of physical damage.
He's their only farmed hero.
That too.
It's another way of looking at it. Usually in these late game situations, Phoenix can become very powerful, even with relatively limited gold, just by nature of what the hero does with levels. But the issue, once again, is he needs to play around a lot of silences. Now he's finally got the Lotus Orb to help with that.
They did not see Tavo in that tree line. Costabile, though, just picking up the Daedalus. It's only 3 heroes out of 4. Okay, all right. Just going to focus down this tier 1. Oh, Stinger zipping right past 4DR. Ector immediately, look at that Silver Edge. Jumps forward, lands a Stormhammer. He's got plenty of damage. BKB coming out from Ector. They're hungry, they want more. The roll forward here from Sko. Icarus Dive will save them. Costabile trying his best. They put the Lotus Orb over onto the Medusa, trying to protect her from any sort of stuns that could possibly happen. Tavo just a little bit off the mark here with that Magnus. He goes for the Skewer, or perhaps just trying to run away at that point. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't think a Skewer would have ended particularly well there. So, shouldn't be too mad about not connecting that. I think their inability to kill Sven and to kill single heroes in general is really showing. Right? They have this big combo, but when it comes to killing one hero, Tiny inevitably will fall off in a game like that. Okay.
All right, Stinger, you're a little bit off the mark. You had the Essence Ring, was hoping maybe. But no, Tavo will collect the kill, and Schofield is just hightailing it out. Chris Luck needs to be careful here. They see him. The roll forward again coming out from Sko. Followed up, Whisper getting into position. They have an egg though. I'm not sure. Okay, there's the RP we wanted to see from Tavo. They get Chris Luck and they're going to push back right over here on the side of Whisper. And a double damage at the end of that fight. That'll make you feel pretty good.
No Roche, but potentially you could look at a tier 2 here. Aegis is about to expire on Sven. I think mid tier 2 is likely all you're gonna get, but if you're fancying your chances, maybe you could even go high ground with this TD. I mean, this was a bit of a blunder from Beast Coast. They didn't have the Sven ulti, and they still stuck around in a very offensive position with multiple heroes and just got overwhelmed. And yeah, Costabile is pushing this without even using the DD. Maybe weighing his chances here, and he's like, can I actually do this? And he's gonna go for it.
Yes, there's the disarm, lucky shot. Buying some time. Ector popping the God Strength. They just have trading back and forth here. Stinger's rolling on forward, stuns up 2 of these. 3 again, just rolling back and forth, trying to slow them down as Ector, and this time is able to take a tower and a Rax. Well, half a Rax anyways. Stusa does hit hard. Look at him, he's going right back in again. Sko is here, and woof! There was a King Jungles there.
Oh. See you later. This is a problem for Medusa. You need to get out of the situation. This hero can't disengage very well.
Ector's here. He doesn't need a stun. He's just going to start hitting away with the Lotus Orb, though. Tavo will turn back around. He's got the BKB. He's going to try to lifesteal off of it. It's a double kill here. It's the Olacore next to fall. The Ice Blast coming in hot. Schofield rolling forward. The disarms. Can they get in there? The follow-up, the Avalanche. They still have not been able to take down Schofield, and they're going to find themselves 40R over here on the side, too. Kick back again, the silence, and that's a dead Tiny as Ector's already just running down the mid lane. Not like an NA pubs, but just trying to clear up the creeps and prepare for the next onslaught.
And that was just completely clean. They lost absolutely nothing. They got 5 kills and 2 buybacks, and the only hero on the Dire doing damage is Medusa. Like, they have 1 Avatos combo, and everybody else did not even get to play the game. So you see Tavo can't find an RP, or rather, can't find anything beside that. Gets stunned and killed off immediately with this Satanic on Sven. They immediately switch over and pressure the Medusa, and it's just all of these things that Medusa has to deal with, right? There's so many stuns, disarms, silences. There's only so much you can handle if your teammates can't really cover up. And yeah, that's someone who's having fun on Sven.
That is a bloodthirsty player, for goodness sakes. You can almost hear the battle cry. Tavo is going to just try to clear up this creep wave a bit. They throw the Lotus Orb on him. King Jungles, okay, this is looking pretty good. Ector does a lot of damage here. So Chris Luck actually is not looking great. The follow-up, though. Chris Luck is down. The BKB popped on K1. It's going to be able to go and stun him, though, as the egg does indeed pop. top. 4DR, oh no, Tavo, he tried to go in for the RP, couldn't do it. Buybacks coming out now.
So good from Stinger. Wow, that was perfect. He really needed to land that Rolling Thunder. The RP was about to come out on 2 heroes, and he managed to find a way to roll, predict where the Magnus was going to go, and then blink on top of him mid-animation and just combo break everything there. You're going to see this in a replay immediately. So look at this here. The curse is really good, right? It's an AA next to Sven. It's a core AA. He's almost dead. Egg comes in there.
Right there.
The RP was mid-animation, and it gets stopped by Stinger, and it basically breaks up and ends the fight here. Even with a dead AA, they've committed so many resources, and Sven gets to go and just smack the mag. Fortunate crit there as well. Actually necessary for the RP to not go off, but even if it did, where's the damage? Like, Medusa's dead, so probably couldn't have got anything. So they're gonna clean up that lane of barracks and back off. I think they only got half. They got melee racks. Range is still standing, but obviously bottom lane is empty from earlier.
And Roche is up.
And Roche is indeed up. There's a shard on this one. Roche number 2. Who do you give this shard to? Maybe the Pango?
I mean, I would say that Stinger has more than proven himself worthy.
Absolutely. The Stormhammer spell is not that good here, I think. Yeah, it's really not that good.
Hector's not having problems, honestly, in these fights, so I think...
I like it on Pango just because I think you're playing against these specific types of heroes. I think roll-up can be pretty decent against both Wyvern and Tiny. Magic immunity, very good.
Always is. I don't think there's ever a situation where it's not very good in this game. Look at all those particles flying everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, AA with these items should be a pretty decent Roche killer. They're gonna give the did they give the shard? They gave the shard to Chris Luck. Okay, so they're gonna have this the Ice Vortex upgrade, attack speed slow as well as DPS on Vortex, which is great, of course.
Schofield, of course, first one to get the vision on everyone. Stinger, though, rolling forward here with the Thunder. And I'll start bonking away over onto Stabile. Hector's looking for the opening. Sko rolling forward. Look at the way that they're spread out so they can't get the curse off. Egg over on the back line. Hector starts focusing. Has got more important people, but Tavo showing up to skewer him right underneath the egg. They get the BKB off, but again, it pierces through as Whisper on the back lines. It looks beautiful, but there's the curse coming out from King Jungles. Going to hold Whisper into place, and are they going to be able to get the kill? Yes, they are. Not able to take down King Jungles just yet. As over on the back, 4DR does indeed fall. The Phoenix eventually will also fail to get back into the base.
This is probably the best fight SG has taken in the last 10 minutes. They're just really far behind. They landed a lot of stuff really well there. It was a good curse. I suppose they didn't actually get the RP off, so maybe not. I thought they even RP'd in that, but I'm not aware if it was.
I think they skewered underneath the egg, and they figured with the egg popping, it was going to be enough because it is a BKB piercing stun, but... Yeah. I'm not 100%.
He didn't want to RP the Sven because he has Aegis, I think, so
fair.
He was kind of a little bit cornered in options, like nothing feels really good there, but the skewer combo was nice, the egg usage was nice, and the curse, so they did a lot of things right. If they weren't 25,000 gold behind, that might have looked very different, I have a feeling. But yeah, massive item advantage for Beast Coast, of course, is going to make it look easy. You get so much more margin for error. And also, as is being shown right now, the opening that they got on Earth Spirit, I don't know if they were aware he got the Aghanim Scepter, but he just turned himself to stone and kicked himself away and then fully reset. Octarine on Pango. Very, very good item. CDR, name of the game for this hero as a support.
Yeah, and it just feels like SG, they're trapped inside their base. They're scared. Every time they go outside, honestly, every time they go outside, Schofield suddenly shows up. And they're not even excited about it. They're like, oh no, we found Schofield. That means someone else is on their way. So they do manage to take down Theolacor's courier off to the side. The highest amount of net worth at 37 minutes on any hero this event. And of course, it's fitting. It is K1 Hector who is
he is 14-1 with 550 CS minute 37. So
yeah.
That'll do. It's hard to beat this unless you're Alchemist or Anti-Mage, probably. This kind of GPM. I wonder what it is. It's got to be close to like 900. Yeah, 889. Pretty good stuff, you got to say. And it's probably just a matter of time here before this death push is now going to come in. Ideally, you do want to try to get a flank play for this push. I think just going straight forward and hitting the tower on Sven is a little bit dangerous with the displacement heroes of Tiny and Mag.
But he's just going right in there anyways.
Yeah. I would think you would connect this with a flank move, and they are. Here comes Pango. This is exactly what they want to do.
There's the roll. They've already stunned Costabile over on the side. They split them up. The Ice Blast coming in. BKB, though, coming out from the Medusa. Fresh pickup as Stinger is just rolling away. They just disengage so easily. Tavo is just sitting so low, and they have a haste rate over here on Chris Luck. The roll forward coming out from Schofield. He's turns himself into that stone remnant like we talked about. Hector's just kind of taking a little walk over here. Whisper went for the epicenter. Looks like didn't quite connect.
Does anyone want to hit a spell?
I guess not.
That looked funny. Like
oh, RP though. All right. They still have the Aegis though over here on Hector, so they should be able to take him down the first time. Can they take him down again? They start off with that egg. Hector's back up. It's going to go off, but the rest of the team, they are following up. Big Ice Blast coming in hot over onto the Medusa. This this is not looking good for Phoenix or 40Rs. Both of them are down with no buyback. Costabile trying to just fight through here, but the Sven, and they're locking him into place. They're doing so much. They're going to curse. It's a triple kill for Chris Luck, and K1 is godlike. It's a team wipe. GG gets called. Beast Coast looking very, very beastly.